What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, folks? Your boy Nate coming at you once again with another video. Thank you guys for tuning in to Nate's Point of Views podcast. Let's get off into this video. This poor judge in the Carmelo Anthony case is getting harassed and getting threats where they had to beef up some security for her. And she's getting doxxed. You guys don't know what dox means. Dox is when people put out your personal information online, your address, and where you work, and so on and so forth. So these people who were complaining about what Carmelo Anthony did was wrong and it was murder, as they're sending the judge who reduced the bond, sending her death threats. My, the double standards and what I'm seeing is going on. It's so blatant and it's so obvious. I'm going back and forth with people on Facebook, not so much on YouTube, but more so on Facebook, just calling out the double standards, and they can't even address the double standards. All they're yelling is old, dated racial slurs from the 1950s and 60s. It's 70s. Oh my God. It's like some of these people are showing their age, not their faces, because they hide behind avatars. Hiding behind avatars. But before I go into Casey Allison's case, shout out to Star, because I was scrolling on YouTube and he was actually talking about this. Shout out to Star. And shout out to all the FBAs out there. And shout out to Dave Paredes. Shout out to Dave Paredes, my Caucasian brother from another mother who's been very supportive to this platform, to this channel. He's been supporting me for a very long time. And I've known Dave Paredes for over 10 years. Shout out to the brother Dave Paredes. And I like Dave because he doesn't always agree with me. He doesn't always agree with me. But one thing I like about Dave, number one, Dave is from New York. And we hung out together, just buddies from Long Beach, California. He's thick-skinned, and he can actually give me criticism and without being emotionally charged like a lot of you racist individuals are. But I want to, before I address the Casey Allison's case and the Daniel Penny and the judge, I want to address the comment that Dave Paredes presented to me, and I thought was pretty good. I thought was pretty good. Wow, my video jumped up. Let me pull up the comments, and he. Where can I just pull this up? Let me see. Okay, I'm going to. Okay. Pause this video. Now, he said, and I actually agree with him on this. Guys, you don't always have to agree with me, but when you come at me with stupid, dumb talking points and just frivolous, mindless insults, I'm gonna troll you and I'm gonna block you. But he makes some really good points. I want to address this. And I told him I would. And he's from New York, and he's has experience riding the subway. And I was talking about the whole Daniel Penny situation, how he got the Jordan Neely and the Cobra Clutch and unalived the young man. And this is what he said: if you're on the subway, you can't walk away. Crazy guys on the subway are frightening. You have nowhere to go. And I agree with them. If you're on the subway, you are kind of stuck, and that can be more of a hostile situation, to where if you're in an open situation like the Carmelo Anthony situation and the Austin Metcalf situation, people can walk away. That's more avoidable than the subway. So I agree. And then he goes on to say another comment: horrible situation, homeless guy who had mental problems, but how are anyone supposed to know how to deal with him? And I agree with him also with that. He's absolutely right. Guys, you hear barking in the background. It's my dog Emma, she's being a little brat. Daddy's out here. Daddy's doing a podcast. She wants daddy's attention. So But with my experience, I do have a client who's currently homeless, and it's a very difficult, tricky situation. Thank goodness that he's not violent, but dealing with the homeless population is very difficult and it's very tricky. I do agree with that. And some of the homeless people can be violent. They can be violent, and yeah, just Long Beach, yeah, these people are very violent, and it can be very difficult. Um, One last comment he said, self protection is situational, but he's a kid, self defense. So he agreed with me. He agreed with me. It is self defense with the kid. Shout out to Dave Paredes. I do agree with them on that. Yeah, so the subway situation is different. I'm going to address that situation with the Jordan Nilly issue in the next video. And shout out to the young man who called me a black supremacist. What I've been called this week, I've been called a coon. What was that? Coon, dumbass, black supremacist, racist, a black racist. Been called that. What else? Fat. I think that's the only truth to the insults is me being fat. Yeah, I like to eat. So all the other stuff, I just laugh at it. I don't take this stuff serious. So let's address the black supremacist. The black supremacist comment. What is a black supremacist? What is a black supremacist? What is black supremacy? Is there such thing as black supremacy? Do blacks have that type of power to dictate what groups of people can do and cannot do? What is that? Is that just I looked up what black supremacy is, and just a person who believes in the black power movement, and I do believe in the black power movement. But really, can a black person really be a black supremacist? Can you really be a black supremacist, or is that just something you thought? You call me white supremacist, I'm gonna call you a black supremacist. You call me racist, I'm gonna call you racist. It's like, really? What is that? Black people do not have the power to be a black supremacist. Black people do not have that power. We don't have that control. There's not enough of us. I think in the US, it's only 13%. We don't own, we don't control, we don't run anything on a large scale. We do own businesses mm, and property. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's not enough of us to own and dictate communities and employment in certain situations to where we can determine who and what and how a person can move and operate. So the term black supremacy, I don't think I think this is foolish. Okay. So that's all I got for you guys with this video. Let's talk about the judge. And